Alrighty, hello and welcome. Tonight, the Dinos bond is strong. Certainly, my bond with Dinos is quite strong. List still, Gruul, as you can see, very painful amounts of interaction that is really going to do the trick, I think. But focusing on a pair of cheap Dinos that cost 3. I've always wanted to do this, but haven't, for whatever reason, since the introduction of Topiary Stomper. List card, ramping, lovely stuff. Certainly makes sense to add more lands. Wayward Swordtooth, of course, you want the potential to draw lots of lands so that you can play, hopefully, multiples in a turn. Multiple turns. To help do that, treasure map, hopefully, is going to do the trick. But technically, 26 lands in total. 22 regular, and 4 with Shatterskull Smashing here. Fantastic potential interaction if we need it, but worst case scenario, it's a source of red. And we do need sources of red desperately for all the interaction in the sideboard. Anger of Gods, lovely sweeper, does the trick. The reusing of Chandra, Awakened Inferno. Wow, that is painful. Certainly does the trick against a control matchup, but just extra damage, 3 damage to each creature, each non-elemental creature. Got to keep that in mind. I've been facing tamer elementals every now and then. Reckless Rage, lovely, the best of the best, pretty much. And I don't like mono blue spirits. That is rough. I hate when everything gets countered. You guys likely hate when everything gets countered, I would imagine. So I'm bringing in Hunter's Mark, just in case. From Forgotten Realms, Dungeons & Dragons, Forgotten Realms. Yeah, that's what it's called. But 3 and a green, this spell costs 3 less to cast if it targets a blue permanent you don't control. Likely that's going to be the case. Now that doesn't mean a creature. Of course, we could target Teferi, something else blue related if it's regular Azorius control. But for the most part, we're going to be taking out some spirits. They can't counter it. Lovely stuff. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. So again, that's making use of Topiary Stomper or Wayward Swordtooth before either of those are turned on, with 7 lands or 10 total permanents for Wayward. Paulo, how's it going? It's going pretty good. Actually, I just want to check one thing. I believe you sent me a list. Yes. I haven't had much chance to look over it, but I definitely like the introduction of Den of the Bugbear. Probably a man land that I should be using a little bit more often. Vivian Monster's Advocate. I've always wondered about that, which actually we should pull that up while we're here. I think that could be some good potential usage. I think I have a full play set. Vivin. That's not how you spell it. Oh, congratulations. Oh, it's got to feel good. Getting a job in your field, the job you went to school and trained and learned so hard for, I would imagine, and man, that's good. Happy to hear. Absolutely. But this is a planeswalker. Wow. Look at the top card. Cast creature spells from the top. +1, create a beast. Whew. -2 when you cast your next creature spell this turn. Search your library for a creature card with lesser mana value. Put it onto the battlefield. Definitely, that could be something I see myself using. Perhaps not in this list specifically. Likely your list, Paulo, that you sent me in the email. I'd want as many creatures as possible just to get the most potential benefit from casting them off the top. Of course, there's going to be chances when it's lands and maybe spells, something like that. But the -2, oh yes, I think it's quite fantastic. I could see myself using maybe a couple copies if I have enough creatures to really turn on Vivian Monster's Advocate. I would probably think I'd want to see her a little bit more often. So I might up that to 2 copies, possibly even 3. But you got to keep in mind, anybody who hasn't considered Vivian Monsters Advocate before, what is something big that we can play for 2 green? That is technically 12. Well. That's going to be just about the best possible synergy you could imagine. You could create a beast, of course, just to up the total power, and then maybe the next turn that allows you to cast Ghalta for 2 green, and her -2. When you cast your next creature spell, search your library for a creature card with lesser mana value. Less than 12 mana value is basically everything. Really, you can search for pretty much any creature in the game, legal in most formats. Emrakul is 15, I think. 15 for a 15/15. Yeah. Yoguchio, okay, we'll get to it. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. I was just highlighting Vivian Monsters Advocate for anybody that hasn't used it, thinking of using it. The -2, lovely stuff. Ghalta, cost 12. Cast a creature, search your library for a creature card, and put it onto the battlefield with mana value less than 12. Man, that's going to do it. That's going to do it. It would have to have a really good enter the battlefield, not a cast ability, because then you would just want to get that value. But yeah, man, that is a good pairing. That is a good pairing, absolutely. I've cut Otepic Hunt Master today, basically switching it with Treasure Map. That was painful. I want to try out no Otepic Hunt Master, but still keeping with something that costs 2, and I've come to Treasure Map. Haven't used it too much in the past, but scrying, just kind of digging a little bit deeper for something useful. Hey, 330, that's okay. Alright, Yoguchio, you said it. The name of the game is simple. Ramp, interact, kill stuff. We're getting right to it. The bond, no, that's not how. Almost went into play, my goodness. But definitely, I do appreciate you staying up so early or late. I guess it's early in the morning, and watching me live. It means a lot. Right now I'm drinking a brisk blackberry iced tea. Chris Campbell, 78. All right, let's go. Well, a source of red. Yeah, that could work, but no 2 sources of green. I'm going to keep it. I feel positive. We'll get another source. Oh, phew. Okay. Well, it's got to be Rootbound Crag. I don't have a mountain or forest in my hand at the moment. Rakdos to start. Ooh. Interesting. Waste not. Well, Boseiju is going to be nice taking that out, actually, now that I think about it. I might just do that. Yeah. Let's not waste time. Of course, I know ramping, they get a land. Well, they get 2 mana here, which they may not be able to do anything with. So it's actually pretty fantastic. I would imagine they can't do anything with this temporarily 2. The 5-hour stream. Yes. I'm quite happy with that. Almost up to 100. Definitely 5 hours is rough. And I have been meaning and thinking of maybe putting in chapters of every single different match that happened. But you can imagine that takes a long time. Definitely. Gotta discard something though. You know what? I'll get rid of Bonders Enclave. I want the scrying from Treasure Map. I feel pretty good about that. Ooh, shoot. Ripjaw Raptor it is. I feel that we'll get, some other nice big creature at some point here soon. Excuse me. They probably have lots of ways to kill Marauding Raptor, so I'll just play the treasure map, scry, hopefully get to something nice and, ooh, impactful. That'd be pretty sweet. 1 damage, I don't mind. Oh, it's one of those nasty discard decks. That's no fun. Well, I'm going to take the ping, actually. It's a pretty good ping. Go Marauding, Wayward Swordtooth, no cards in hand. Lovely stuff. They may be able to kill Marauding, I would imagine. Actually, I don't think I turned on the emotes. My goodness, we can't miss that. Oh. There we go. Actually, I didn't go back to the music. Okay, I just realized. There we are. Like I thought. Fatal Push. Nuts. Does the trick again. It's pretty nice. They don't have enough in their graveyard to exile Croaks at the moment. There's nothing in our hand, so possibly the 2 cards they have in their hand at the moment could be just dead and useless to them. That's pretty sweet. That's not good though. Angrath to steal Wayward Swordtooth. This might be it. Well, we'll see though. Definitely scry and look for a body. Any body. We don't need more lands. Nope. Is that going to do it? Well, let's wait and see. We might not quite be dead, but I think we're dead. We are dead, unfortunately. That's all right. We know the trick's up their sleeve. We're going to get them. Chandra, yeah, I could see ramping fast to that. Nothing blue related. Of course, they do have little creatures that shifting could trample over quite nicely, but I don't think we'll need that. Gonna stick with Chandra, wipe things out, make a bunch of emblems that keep pinging, stack them up, kill them that way, I hope. Disco vibes, how's it going? That's not fast enough. Oof, much better. Wow, I like that. Send Carnage Tyrant to the bottom, hoping, crossing my fingers, that I can get double Marauding Raptor into Ripjaw, draw 2 cards. Doesn't get better than that. Oh, here goes nothing. No Fatal Push. Nuts. I didn't mention you quite yet. Just keep killing stuff. Nuts. Sometimes that's how it goes. No way around that, unfortunately, unless I gave everything hexproof, of course. Maybe sometime tonight if I can get around to it. Probably Chandra at this point. We haven't ramped a whole lot, unfortunately. Definitely, I'm getting rid of Wayward Swordtooth. Don't have any extra lands. Likely we'll be discarding the thing we draw with Ripjaw here. Hopefully that's, well, it's a land. But we're bringing the pressure and the pain to them. I think we got a good chance. Killing. Makes me kind of wish I had unlicensed hearse, because exiling 2 Croxes would be very fantastic. Pretty good. It's working out. Certainly 5 if we get Regisaur Alpha. Quite lovely. Can almost easily cast Ghalta now. Just keep playing lands, hoping that we can get to that 7th one. Maybe double block with Marauding and Topiary to take out Croxa there. It's got to be Marauding, or Topiary, unfortunately. Yeah, no getting around that. That's okay, though. Pretty tough matchup for sure. Kill everything, discard everything, and you die. Nuts. We'll bring the pain, we'll bring the ramp coming up. This next one, I can feel it. We're going to pop off with Chandra specifically. Arson. Ooh, that's not going to do it. Yeah, I can work with that, certainly. I'll send the forest to the bottom, just because Topiary Stomper, I mean, you want to keep lots of basic lands in there for it to grab. Just in case you draw a bunch of basics. Yeah. Well, Grixis is going to be a lot of killing. Luckily, they're tapped out, so we get to at least safely go Topiary Stomper. Hopefully continuing the ramp, maybe with Wayward Swordtooth, of course. Ben, how's it going? How's it going? Facing off against a classic Grixis control. Yeah, Rakdos discard. That was pretty painful. The match I just had. But, you know, that's how it's meant to be sometimes. No escaping it. Don't have anywhere near 7, so I wouldn't think they feel Topiary Stomper is a threat. Something they want to kill with. Well, I'm going to send Ghalta to the bottom. Or discard her, I should say. Don't need a land. Shifting, oh, definitely Shifting Ceratops. That is going to help out big. Hey, no, that's okay. So it's Bonders Enclave with Topiary Stomper and Wayward Swordtooth. Bonders Enclave, pay 3. Tap it, draw a card. Activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. So having Topiary Stomper 4 power, Wayward Swordtooth is 5 power. Pairing that super ramp with lots of lands, having tons of extra mana to cast Bonders Enclave or use its ability to just draw extra cards, kind of synergizing those 3, the 2 creatures and this land here, to keep drawing extra stuff each turn, slamming down more lands, more painful things. Oh, and that was painful, but we got something nice and painful with Shifting Ceratops. I'm kind of thinking I should take out Nicol Bolas, though. Maybe. Regisaur Alpha, yes, I do have Regisaur Alpha in the list. Actually, I'm going to take out Chandra while I'm at it. Absolutely. That's got to happen. Oh, I could feel Ghalta getting answered, killed, something like that. At the moment, I can't play Ghalta anyways, so we'll try and get something a little bit more handy. But definitely, I like Regisaur Alpha. I was testing out a list that was even more focused on ramp, cutting Regisaur Alpha. It was actually mono green dinosaurs, but I just was missing Marauding Raptor, Regisaur Alpha, those classics. Oh, and this is gonna hurt. Ouch. Oh, well, they get to Ghalta and we get a loss. Yeah, no beating that. Hunter's Mark, though. I like taking out Nicoboluses. Nicobolus-I. Something like that. Reckless Rage. That is what I'm gonna do. Chandra, I could see that. I'm just gonna cut Marauding Raptor, likely because it's going to die to a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But yeah, Ripjaw, lots of painful sweepers interaction. Anger of the Gods and Chandra. Keep the little guys at bay, but this is not exactly a little guy's deck. I mean, they stole Ghalta, which... That's okay, we're nice. We enjoy the presence of the queen, and we give her away to other opponents so that they can enjoy it, because they don't have the guts to play dinos in ranked. So they got to kind of cheap out and steal ours. I'll go with that. Cutting 3 more, though. I could see cutting Ghalta. I don't want them getting Ghalta. Likely we're going to take out Nicobolus, so it's never going to flip and be able to steal a nasty creature from our graveyard. Hopefully. Yeah. One Ripjaw. I definitely like Shifting Ceratops against Grixis just due to Nicobolus and a couple other blue-based painful things that they can play. It has done the trick in the past. Coming in very clutch. Keep that Boseiju in hand just in case I really need to take out Reflection of Kiki Jiki there. Pretty hard to fatal push a treasure map. It's not alive. I might take it out with a braid or something like that. That's okay. I'm just going to continue the ramp with Topiary Stomper. If they have another Thoughtseize, something like that, Topiary Stomper would automatically have to be discarded because the only other stuff we have is lands, unfortunately. Oh, and we got a lot of lands here. My goodness. This is pretty sweet. Well, definitely I'm going to scry and get a Shatterskull. I like it. Take out anything problematic. Take out Fable of the Mirror Breaker before they can discard 2 cards. Definitely should help us out quite a bit. We could potentially get to 10 permanents. 7 lands, 10 permanents, and turn on both Wayward Swordtooth and Topiary Stomper next turn, but I think somebody's gonna die here. Oh boy. They want to kill someone. Attack with the Goblin for Fatal Push, sacrificing the treasure for a Source of Black. I think. Or oh my, I thought maybe Invoke Despair. I was so sure that would be a Fatal Push. Still might be. I guess it's not, huh? Well. We don't need more lands. was thinking of getting to 10 permanents. Maybe it would have been better, but I like the potential removal of Shatterskull Smashing. I feel they'll play some creatures. Hopefully. Okay, good stuff. Well, exile a forest, unfortunately. And then we're going to take out Nicol Bolas next turn. Treasure map is going to flip. We're going to get that land, but we're also going to get 3 treasure tokens. So we do meet that requirement. We get to 10 permanents with this. Reckless Rage Isla. Well, we're not going to be getting it. Just because we'll be playing Topiary Stomper here. Actually, no, I'm going to be killing Nicol Bolas, now that I think about it. 5 it is. Just kill him. Let's not mess around. Hope they don't counter it. Alright, good stuff. Phew. That could have gotten nasty. That's okay. Definitely, that's a thing you want to take out as soon as possible. She's probably taking out Topiary, I would imagine. The benefit of Bonders here, we do have 3 mana extra. We'll just draw a card. I like it. Probably better to have saved that until the end of their turn, just in case they have ways to make us discard, and they certainly have many ways to make us discard. That would have been a little bit better. You can't counter that. I'm going to wait, see if I draw a Chandra. The big one, Chandra Awakened Inferno. It would be nice to deal 3 damage to everything. Take out the Trespasser, the Goblin there, Thoughtseize. Now, that's okay. Certainly Wayward Swordtooth would have been nice, but Carnage Tyrant absolutely is the thing you want to slam, especially against this deck. We really need to do something. It's a lot of bodies. Well, that's not Chandra. Bonders Enclave might get us something helpful, hopefully. That does not. Well, sometimes they got the right amount of interaction and you just don't. Nuts. Let's get something creature related. Would be nice to put those sweepers to work. Certainly there was a decent amount of creatures there, but we just didn't have the interaction, unfortunately. Adamus. Well, I mean, seeing 3 Carnage Tyrant is nice, but it's a little bit risky. Even though we have 2 lands, technically with Shatterskull Smashing here. Try for something a little bit better. I can work with that. Certainly a little bit. Nah, I'm going to keep the Ripjaw just in case. See if we regret that decision and it's something blue related. It is not. Good stuff. It is dead. Not good stuff. Looks like probably just classic, fantastic Golgari removal. Something like that. Definitely. I want to take this ping, unfortunately, from Shatterskull. Get Topiary Stomper down and then start scrying with the treasure map there. Don't need another one. At least having one. Certainly if the game has gone long enough and you have tons of mana, potentially you could be activating multiple Bonders Enclaves in a turn. That has definitely happened. Not too often, but it is a pretty good possibility. I like it. We're pretty low, but you would think having Wayward Swordtooth down now, Marauding, we should be able to block and take out whatever we need to. That's a big tireless tracker. I don't think they're going to attack. Certainly I would double block to take out whatever it is. No creatures in. Okay. Good to swing with everything. They can't sacrifice, and well, we still would be able to take Tireless Tracker out if they wanted to block. But this should do the trick, I think. I'll probably sacrifice that treasure that I have right there just to draw another card and hopefully maybe get another Carnage Tyrant. Or just another land. Get to 7 for Topiary Stomper there. Shatterskull Smashing 1, 2, 5. So we would be able to take out the Tireless Tracker actually with Shatterskull Smashing, which I like the thought of that. I would like to take out the Scavenging Ooze, of course, but taking out the Tireless Tracker. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. They'll certainly sacrifice a clue in response and get it up, but just get rid of it. I guess they were saving a bunch of mana for that Scavenging Ooze there. Is there any more creatures to exile? That'd be fine if they wanted to trade with the Carnage Tyrant. Not. Interesting. I do feel pretty safe having both Wayward Swordtooth able to block the Scavenging Ooze there. It's going to suck if they can give it Trample, of course. Maybe they have double binding of the old gods, in which case we're just dead. Not quite. We live to fight another day. It's a land. Oh, it is a land. I'm going to take that ping. It's going to get us another land, but it turns on the Topiary Stomper, allows us to play this one. I like it. Now wait a second. Until I can at least attack with the other Topiary Stomper there. Hopefully, maybe slamming a Ghalta at some point. That could be bad. Yeah, I would like... Oh my goodness, I would like a sweeper right about now. Maybe I should just start off with Anger of the Gods. I know, I keep saying that. I keep saying that. Shifting, that's pretty decent. Can't give it haste though, so let's hold off. I guess it has to be now or never, unfortunately, and it doesn't look like we have enough to finish them off. Scavenging Ooze certainly is going to block Carnage Tyrant there. Probably both Graveyard Gluttons blocking both Topiary Stompers. I think that's going to do it. Yes, unfortunately. Graveyard Glutton attacking, exiling stuff to deal a damage or deal 2. Make us lose life. Tough stuff. So Anger of the Gods, Chandra coming in. Reckless Rage. I could see a Reckless Rage as well. Yeah, let's do it. I'm just going to cut Marauding Raptor again because it dies quite easily, unfortunately. Shatterskull. One Wayward. Just because we have a little bit less lands here. Lots of pain and suffering, that's for sure. I could go with that, definitely. Nice seeing double Chandra, that's going to smoke them. Let's get that second source of red going. Well, at the very least, you know, it helps us get closer to more lands. At least that second source of red for anger. It would be nice to take out the wolf. I imagine they're up in, yeah, certainly. The wolf going to 3. Oh, there we go. I think that's what's got to be. And of course we still have one left over to do treasure map stuff. Keep the Topiary Stomper just in case it was not a land underneath. We for sure get one with that. And again, still always having one left over for treasure map. I like a forest. I can go with that. Gonna hold off. I was thinking of maybe playing Wayward Swordtooth, but we're at 6, 10. That would get us somewhat below 10 permanents if we sacrificed all those treasures. But I'll likely be playing Chandra next turn. Ooh, I definitely want to. Take out Ghalta. Let's not mess around. And we're at 7 lands here. Lovely stuff. The vampire has to block to save. Oh, okay, we take it out. That is good. Certainly, I think that vampire is going to kill Chandra, 100%. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. Nuts. Well, we got a backup copy in hand. I don't want to keep taking 3, that's for sure. Hopefully she stays alive, at least for a turn, so we can get that. And we do not. Okay. But we got lots of mana. And we got lots of good creatures. Certainly Carnage Tyrant. Let's go. Let's not. Huh. Well, that sucks. Plenty of Shifting Ceratops is a decent backup, I would say. Hello, Vitor. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Starting to turn around a little bit against Golgari here. Doesn't look like Scavenging Ooze actually has any creatures to exile, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh, Anger of the Gods. Yes, indeed. I'm going to save that, though, just to get a little bit more value from Shifting Ceratops there. Well, that sucks. Well, time for Wayward Swordtooth. Wasn't going to be able to use Anger to take out Scavenging Ooze anyways, just because they will do their stuff at the end of our turn. So Anger of the Gods would have to be instant speed to react to that Scavenging Ooze. I expected a Trespasser. I hoped for a Trespasser. Oh, yes. There we go. Smoke them. That will do it. Absolutely. I think we got a good chance now. Hopefully no extinction event. But again, Shifting Ceratops and Wayward Swordtooth, one's even, one's odd, so it's quite nice. That is another point. Topiary Stomper and Wayward Swordtooth are odd, where Shifting Ceratops, Ripjaw Raptor, even. So it definitely feels good having this nice mix for sure. I'm just going to keep it like that. All right. They just played a bunch of creatures and we just swept them like I was hoping Anger of the Gods would do. Does the trick once again. I like that. We got enough for Anger just to start. Still no 2 sources of green, which is something I'm going to look into. Oh, speaking of sources of green, looking into upping that for Ripjaw, Shifting, Carnage. It's pretty intensive for sure. I'll hold off on that Anger, hoping they play maybe another creature this turn. At the very least, Tireless Tracker would only get to 3. I definitely have to sweep them next turn. That's going to be problematic. Well, get the Regisaur down. Hopefully they can't take out either. We would be able to double block, take out the Gargaroth. Certainly I would do that if I was presented with the opportunity. Hey, it's good removal. Gonna take the ping, get the Carnage Tyrant. Hope for Chandra next turn. Help start taking out stuff. Rambling Rose, good stuff, good stuff. Happy to hear. Thanks for the love. Yeah, I'm just... It's unfortunate, of course, that Carnage Tyrant is saying goodbye, but that's okay. Definitely don't want to leave Elder Gargaroth continually getting smacked with that. Perhaps, maybe I would have left it if it didn't have Vigilance, but the fact it just never taps, never leaves the opponent even a little bit open, doesn't feel good. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm always happy that other people continue with dinosaurs. Certainly I wouldn't expect most people to continue with one specific deck as much as I do, but I'll always be continuing with them. So, you know, maybe you go away, try different decks, come back, because you can't resist the pull of dinosaurs. Calatus is getting big and nuts. Kind of makes me wish for Rampaging Ferocidon, stopping them from gaining life. Certainly Calatus being 7-8 is going to pad their life total quite nicely. I don't want to go down to 1, unfortunately. That's probably going to be it for us this match. Reckless Rage would have been good. Would have been good to take out Ghalta before he got so big with all those counters. Was not meant to be, though. We can still drop Shifting Ceratops, though, which is quite nice. Would be able to double block, take out Ghalta there. That feels pretty good. That does not. 9, 10. Well, no. Because of Reckless Rage, we still could do it. Let's hope they don't kill either Shifting Ceratops or Regisaur Alpha. We'll use Reckless Rage just to drop his toughness low enough. I think they're thinking of making a big Lair of the Hydra 6. Well, that's not good. $32, ouch. That hurts. No, we can't play 2 bodies that turn. We would have to play 3 just because they have Lair of the Hydra. So those 2 zombies plus Lair, each of them would at least be 2 power, and we only have 2 life. Nuts. That's all right. Got to try out different stuff, and certainly it's not a very big sample size with this particular iteration. Again, that's one point to always keep in mind. Make a new deck, try a new thing, try and get as much practice as possible with those specific changes, because you could have a streak of 4 or 5 games that just don't go your way, and they never would have gone your way pretty much no matter what variation of Dinos, Merfolk, whatever deck you were using. You were pretty much destined to lose no matter what. But you were using a new variation, so you see those losses, you think, oh man, maybe these changes, they're not good. That might not be true. It's kind of interesting, we're facing Chandra Nalar. That's her last name. That would be kind of cool to use her against herself, I guess. At least 2 lands I would hope for. Having lots of lands, there's a pretty good chance we'll draw one, but I think it's still too risky. If I saw 2, I'd probably risk it with Marauding Raptor here. Okay, that's better. I'm thinking it's red something. I'm going to send Wayward to the bottom. I don't have a lot of extra lands, and I'm thinking Carnage Tyrant could come in quite handy against, well, it's not red, that's for sure. Like I was thinking it would be. Maybe it's Jund, Abzan humans. Well, we don't have a source of red, so we can't even play that. There we go, that's what it's got to be. I figured they would kill it. It was either Abzan humans, black, white, and green, or something that had removal, and certainly that is good removal. That is more removal for us. Metallic Mimic, yes. Definitely, that is a good point. Metallic Mimic when it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Of course, I would choose dinosaurs. Each creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter. It would be a lovely turn 2 play, of course, before Marauding Raptor. I imagine all you guys have seen the potential pain and suffering when we draw Otepic Huntmaster, being 2 toughness, reducing dinosaurs, but maybe we played Marauding Raptor previously, and then Otepic Huntmaster's just sitting dead in our hand, where also Metallic Mimic would sit dead in our hand. It would be nice to slap counters on dinos that we play, but that would be rough. I think it's something I have to explore. I'm pretty sure I have the full playset of Metallic Mimic, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure I do. Well, we don't need more lands, and we're going to get a bunch, well, we're going to get a bunch of treasures right there. Carnage Tyrant next turn. Drop double Carnage Tyrant. Even if they played another land, sacrificed another clue, I would still block Tireless Tracker. Oh, Fatal Push is fatal. But certainly, Metallic Mimic is something I really want to explore. I'm going to explore. Nah, I'd rather draw a card. I like it. That works out. You can't kill Carnage Tyrant. I think probably at this point in Explore, probably any Eternal non-rotating format. I mean, dinosaurs are only legal in those. You should just start off with Carnage Tyrant. Save yourself some pain and suffering and headache of all your creatures getting killed. Removal, Fatal Push, Vanishing Verse, that sort of thing. It's not a pretty time. Mega Man, actually, Paulo, it may be. 1 second, let me take a look. Kind of sounds like it could be. I think it might be. They definitely do have some Mega Man themed One City Folk. Okay, this is Animal Crossing, this one here. But certainly I'm playing my other Carnage Tyrant. Now, this is definitely something to do with Animal Crossing. Ooh, the Regisaur Alpha. Good stuff. Again, treasure map. Pretty hard. Oh, double Regisaur Alpha. Let's go. I'm just going to attack with the Carnage Tyrant. They're going to double block. I don't mind. Take out the Siege Rhino. Super aggressive. Fatal Push. Vanishing Verse. There's a very good chance they weren't going to attack into Carnage Tyrants anyways, of course, since I could quite easily block and take them out. So keep up the pressure, the pain, and just play double Regisaur Alpha in a single turn. That is good. That is that's a lot of power. Wow. I like it. Smack them. They definitely do have lots of Mega Man, some Zelda music in this playlist. Yeah, a lot of the classics. Mario, I believe. Some Donkey Kong. Nah, I'll just sacrifice the treasure here. Draw a card that way. I was thinking of tapping 3. I still do have that possibility. Alright, let's draw stuff. The fantastic value of a late game Bonders Enclave. We get a Shifting Ceratops, whereas we would not have had that. This is why I like Treasure Map, Bonders Enclave combination. We don't need another land. Lovely stuff. We get one closer to something painful and hopefully problematic for him. Of course, they'll pop a clue, get Tireless Tracker out of range of being killed by the token here, but still, lots of good damage. We should be okay. Looks like they make 2 1/1 Thopter creature tokens when Hanger Backwalker dies. Oh, Rampaging Ferocidon would have been pretty good there. I'm liking our chances. Definitely. Of course, bringing in Anger of the Gods, Chandra, Awakened Inferno, Sweepers. Super painful against a deck like this. Yikes, that's going to be tough. I don't think they can be too aggressive. Pretty surprised they actually chose to attack with the Tireless Tracker there. Oh, Ghalta gets her done. Have some fun. Woo. There we go. Smoked them. Maybe I should increase Ghalta to 3 copies. Phew. Okay. It's two seems like a lot. Of course, some of you guys may remember probably about a week ago, a couple nights ago, I was playing a list that only had 1 copy of Ghalta Primal Hunger, and it seemed like I saw her every game. Certainly I saw Ghalta every single match. And yeah, 1 copy. I don't know what it is, but those scenarios, they can happen, certainly. Variants, of course. You'll have 1 copy, you'll see it every game for 10 games, and then you just won't see it, who knows, for how long. How's it going? How's it going, Cut? Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm glad you're free. Again, if you miss it, it's always there for you to catch up on. Certainly, I don't expect people to watch every night, of course. An hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, like I recently did. That is a pretty big ask, that's for sure. But we got to bring the sweepers in against this kind of a deck. Maybe Reckless Rage. Nah, if that was 5 damage, being able to take out the Siege Rhino, absolutely, I would probably bring it in. You have a pretty good chance of killing the early stuff. Of course, Marauding Raptor is nice to increase the acceleration even more with Wayward, Topiary, possibly dropping 2 of those in a turn due to the cost reduction from Marauding Raptor there. But again, Marauding is going to die to the introduced Anger of the Gods and Chandra. And I'm keeping Ghalta, that did the trick. I'll cut Shatterskull. 3 of them. It's a lot of good bodies. I like it. And it would be nice to finish them off, finish Chandra off with Chandra. That'd be pretty flavorful. Oof, speaking of, okay. It's kind of clunky. Certainly, I don't remember the last time I saw all 4 Rootbound Crags. But again, like I was mentioning, you play one deck enough, you're going to see some pretty wacky opening hands and variations. Certainly kind of slow, but definitely both Rootbound Crags to start off with. Bonders Enclave next turn, dropping Wayward, playing another Rootbound, and we should be off to the races, I think. Yes, indeed. Oh, and double Wayward. Hopefully drawing a forest next turn, allowing us to get to 6. Hopefully sweep everything with Chandra. I'm going to be crossing my fingers for that particular interaction there. Definitely, that's what needs to happen. Tireless Tracker, at the most, they would only have 1 clue, I believe. So the highest Tireless Tracker could go is 3 toughness. Of course, Chandra dealing 3 to everything would also take out Hangerback Walker, Llanowar Elves. That, I think, would do the trick. Pretty sure. Definitely, it was a little bit sketchy seeing all 4, but it's paying off. Definitely nice to pay off with Wayward Swordtooth. The extra land we play, likely we're not doing anything with it, so something that has to come into play tapped definitely is a very satisfying use of Wayward's ability there. So, or Shatterskull Smashing, if we wanted to pay 3 to have it come into play untapped, that's definitely getting very painful. Let's get a forest, Stomping Ground. We can play Ghalta. Well. Huh. That's pretty good. We could kill stuff, but... 4 or 5, yeah. Now let's watch the auto. Oh, does the auto tapper screw us up? It does not, so it's going to leave us with those 2 sources of green. You always want to make sure. Bonders Enclave, Shatterskull, that could have messed things up. Wayward Swordtooth, it could have drawn from 2 Rootbound Crags. Sadly, we wouldn't have been able to play Ghalta, but because of this, double checking, making sure we get to play the Queen. And hope it doesn't die. But usually she dies. Bam, there we go. Cross the fingers, no heartless act. Okay, that's a positive. They had 2 potential mana with the Death Cap and the Llanowar Elves, so I was getting a little bit worried there. We get Chandra next turn, which is absolutely going to do the trick. Bam. We didn't even need her. Good stuff. But definitely, you see the usefulness of Wayward Swordtooth. Of course, kind of sucks when you're only playing Wayward. You don't have any extra lands to make use of its ability. It feels bad. I shed tears during those scenarios, but it always happens. The power of Wayward, playing a second one, not getting much value, and then you just get Ghalta. Because Wayward is so powerful, you saw right there. Bam. If it was Ripjaw Raptor, I mean, we still would not have enough. They absolutely were trying to find that heartless act. I was scared, but we got it done. Definitely I could see increasing the number of fighting interactions. Again, just to make use of Wayward Swordtooth before it's turned on and we can attack and block with it. That's always something I like to recommend with Wayward or Topiary Stomper. Find a way to make use of them before they're turned on. And it should be a good time. Man, I'm glad they didn't find that act. Certainly nice to take him out in 2, though. Yeah. Oh, that's empty. I got a refill. Not of this. Pun Master. Oh, I think I am the Pun Master, the ultimate Pun Master. I'm faster. Pretty good at puns. Always trying to practice up on it. Ooh, that's not going to do it. Oh, way better. Wow. Pun Master, though. Hard to say. Oh, well, I think they're probably something red related due to these sleeves. But they could be throwing us for a loop, of course. Making us think they're red. When they're really Azorius control. Yeah, well, I'm going to keep the 6 for sure. Let's send Regisaur to the bottom. Azorius or Bant, just due to the avatar there, the Bant crime lord from Streets of New Capenna. Mono green, maybe. Ouch. But we do have some nice interaction. Double Shatterskull Smashing. Rampy, 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 rampy. I think I'll try and take out the Incubation Druid next turn. If at all possible. Oh, it's a fight rigging. Okay. That's not good. That's not good at all. I'll try and go as fast as possible. Definitely nice ping and Ripjaw. Shifting. Oh, it's getting pretty powerful. Hopefully we can get enough with Shatterskull to take out the Incubation Druid, but now that it has a 1/1 counter on it, that meets the requirement, and it can tap for 3 mana of any type. Actually, I'll probably use Shatterskull to take out the land that they make into a creature here. Oh, Steel Leaf. Nuts. Well, we may just be dead. I think that's the case. Shatterskull unfortunately can't take out much. Shifting it is. That's probably it for us, I would imagine. Steel Leaf Champion getting to 7 power, meeting the requirement of fight rigging there, and they're going to cast something big and painful and nasty. But you see all that stuff at 3 toughness or less. Anger of the Gods is going to do the trick. We're done for, to say the least. But certainly Anger of the Gods, dealing 3 damage, taking out all the lands that are made with Nissa, that really just slows them down big time. Well, we're not busting through that, as I say. Pun Master was painful. Painful Pun Master. Reckless Rage, though, Chandra, I'll bring her in. And we'll bring the pain. I guess Treasure Map could be good, but they got lots of ramp. They can pop off pretty quick before Treasure Map, unfortunately, gets that 3rd landmark counter on, and we get those 3 treasures. Carnage Tyrant. Definitely want to keep Ripjaw. Cut Shifting just because they don't have anything blue related. Mono green fight rigging. You don't often see that. This might be my first instance of mono green fight rigging. Certainly, I mean, it does the trick, and it would be very consistent being only 1 color. Having lots of forests, Nissa, that does make sense. I like it. Gonna cut a couple Bonders. I was thinking Shatterskull Smashing, but I'm needing lots of red sources, potentially. Anger of the Gods and Chandra. So we'll keep Shatterskull. And even more interaction, certainly. That can do the trick. Take down Pun Master. That does not do the trick. That does. Ooh, that really does. And being mono green, certainly Marauding Raptor is going to survive, you would think. I would hope. Maybe they just drop fight rigging here. Okay, the Incubation Druid, I'm taking you out. This is actually quite fantastic. Because we have 4 lands, we get to go Wayward Swordtooth, this land, another Wayward Swordtooth. Probably a pretty good chance that... Well, there's a pretty good chance we get 2 10 permanents next turn, turning on both Wayward Swordtooths there. Again, finding the balance though. Having enough lands to increase the potential of your Wayward Swordtooth going off, sometimes that can be hard to find, but sometimes it just works out. Oh, We smoked Pun Master there. Man, how much damage would that have been? 10 from Wayward, 6 from Marauding. Oh, lethal. Lethal right there. Folks, that's how you do it. Yeah. Definitely if you have something that can make multiple permanents with the one card, of course Regisaur Alpha being 2 bodies in one, fantastic synergy there. Wayward Swordtooth though, that can be difficult. Definitely has to be Regisaur. I would certainly pair both of those. I would never leave home without that. Usually I never leave home without Regisaur Alpha anyways, but when you add in Wayward and you need to get to those 10 permanents, do it. Pun Master, you're going down. Oh, yeah. Reckless Rage. Take out that Incubation Druid, targeting Wayward. Like I say, you're making use of it before we turn on the Swordtooth. I like it. Or just something big. Sometimes the only creature they have to slap counters on is maybe the Land War Elves. It's definitely... it feels good to take that thing out. Would be nice to see Marauding Raptor though. Simic fight rigging. Oh, that's a little unexpected. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell for Wayward. That would suck. Maybe they do. Okay, that's good. Right, I would think we're taking out whatever they play next turn. They might play Nissa, play land. They got 5 with the Elvish Mystic. Elder Guard. That's going to be difficult to bust through. Not impossible. Of course, we could ping one of our dinos while Elder Gargaroth is blocking, drop its total toughness down, and in range of being killed. Kind of like Regisaur, though, now that I think about it. Get those bodies. Next turn for... their extra land for the turn. Lovely stuff. And 3, 6, 9. Oh, if all goes well, drop that second Wayward, 10 permanents, and we start doing some damage. Nasty damage. Yes, indeed. 3, 5. I'm going to attack with everything and see what that does. Good. Beautiful. That is exactly what I was hoping for. So Wayward takes Ashaya. I've never known how to pronounce that. Down to 3. Second Wayward, Elder Gargaroth. Both are in range of being killed by Anger of the Gods. Unfortunately, we lose the token, but we got a little bit of damage done with them. That is what you do. Similar to how I use Flame Sweep sometimes, but it does the trick. Keep that interaction. We punched Unmaster, smoked him. Phew. I've done that sort of trick with Flame Sweep before, and certainly it's done the trick. Being instant speed, you can do nice combat tricks with that. But I felt they might block the Waywards, and luckily we got him. The surprise. Nobody's going to expect a interaction like that. But it does the trick every once in a while. Man, that was good. We would have been done for if I hadn't done that. Wow. Okay, I'll leave the list up. I'm not going away. I'm just going to go get a drink of some kind. Probably water. I don't drink enough water. Hopefully we face mono blue spirits at some point and I can really mess them up with Hunter's Mark here. That would be satisfying, to say the least. Alrighty, what did I miss? What did I miss? Definitely rough, trying to figure out a way around big, powerful things like those creatures. Certainly Elder Gargaroth has given me a pretty big headache in the past. Hard to beat that guy, for sure. But Inscription of Abundance. Oh, you didn't see the tech against Blue Spirits. Hunter's Mark from Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms. If we target a blue permanent, it costs 3 less. Starts off with 3 and a green, and so it would only cost 1 green. Creature gets +1/+1 that we control, and we deal damage to a blue permanent. Or, yeah, blue permanent. So a creature or planeswalker. And, yeah, take him out. Can't be countered. Fantastic instant speed removal against the blue permanent. But we do have the option to target something that isn't blue, which is still pretty nice. Mono blue spirits. You asked. Ask and you shall receive. Whatever you want to call it. 1 Shatterskull. But, hey, you didn't see the tech against mono blue spirits. You're going to see the tech game 2. Woohoo. Again, this is going to be pretty rough. Mono blue spirits going first. Likely they'll always be holding up a counter spell of some kind. Usually that seems to be the case, and I shed some tears on the inside when that happens, because it's pretty tough to resolve something. They either have, well, likely they have a combination of spirits that can be played at instant speed with flash, but if we try and play something, they just counter it. If we do nothing, they'll of course just play some creature at the end of our turn, unfortunately. I will try and take out the Mausoleum Wanderer next turn with one of the Shatterskull Smashings, just to draw out a counter spell, hopefully. Crossing my fingers. You never know, it might work, but I do like taking out Mausoleum Wanderer. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Yeah, well, it's not a counter spell, but it stopped it. Like I was mentioning, flashing in stuff, stopping it. Being hit by faces, oh, maybe not. Well, that's going to do it. And that is mono blue spirits, but like I said, the tech. I don't like mono blue spirits. You guys may face it. Hunter's Mark should do the trick. 3 and a green. This spell costs 3 less to cast. If it targets a blue permanent you don't control, it can't be countered. Of course, the thing we're targeting, they could give it hexproof, so technically that is one way to counter it. Hopefully they don't have a rattle chains, of course. That would be very sad, but at the very least, the Hunter's Mark is going to help. Absolutely going to help. Gotta cut something, though. Certainly keeping it. Ripjaw. Yeah, I'm cutting Ripjaw. So we got Shifting Ceratops, protection from blue. Of course, the ultimate creature against this deck. Hunter's Mark, the ultimate removal. Carnage Tyrant, you can't counter, you can't target. So this triple package, 12 things to bring the pain, but actually I should bring in Anger of the Gods now that I think about it. Yeah. Cut Marauding Raptor. Well, there's a pretty good chance they'll bounce and do something to it. Reckless Rage, yes, let's up the removal. Cut that early stuff and increase the killing power and potential. I don't know, I might even bring in more specific hate for blue. Because I don't like, oops, well, I like that. I like that. We got the Hunter's Mark. We got 2 sources of red for Anger of the Gods. Of course, we're going to have to play around a counter spell, likely for this. Hopefully they're open enough. But I think this is decent. Oh, and the Lair of the Hydra for the turn 2 land. You gotta love it. As I expected, they were holding up that one for the one flash, the flashy pirate, spirit pirate. He had too much fun jumping overboard. He just keeps jumping on board in the afterlife. Rending Volley, okay. Yes, not Explorer legal yet. Eventually it will be because it's Pioneer legal. Hopefully that's something that they add sooner rather than later. There's going to be a lot of Explorer anthologies, again, trickling in the key cards of the Pioneer format. You can't knock them for doing that. Certainly it makes sense. Understandable. They want to, you know, get the biggest bang for their buck. They are a business, of course. They can't just dump everything, the best stuff, in one anthology. They could, of course, but it does make a smart business sense decision to do that, I think. If they released any other anthologies or packs, whatever, they simply wouldn't sell. I would like to go Anger. Hopefully we get to a 5th land next turn for Regisaur. I mean, possibly I could turn Lair of the Hydra could turn Lair of the Hydra into a creature by making it a creature. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely Rending Volley. I'm excited for that. Oh, Supreme Phantom, we're going to take that out. We're going to turn Lair of the Hydra into a creature at instant speed. And we're going to take out Supreme Phantom with the Reckless Rage. Watch this. Pass the damage. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Lair of the Hydra. Tap. Bonders Enclave. Shatterskull. Make Lair of the Hydra a 2/2. Hopefully they don't do... maybe they want to do shenanigans. Hunter's Mark. I was thinking Reckless Rage, but this is the tech you use. Not the rattle chains, but I was wanting to draw something out. Make them tap out. Play a creature. Whatever. Now. Gee, what are we going to do? We're going to smoke them. Done like dinner. Land for the turn. Bam. If you can get them to expend themselves. That's how you do it. Carnage Tyrant. You can't counter that. Good luck. Potentially they could have had Ether Gusto. Yes. Oof. I actually did forget about Hunter's Mark on the thing. I was going to use Reckless Rage, of course, but yeah. I appreciate it. I felt pretty nice doing that. But having 2 Reckless Rages, I'm just going to slam them with Carnage Tyrant. I would imagine they have a counter spell for Regisaur Alpha. Let's not mess around. Just keep up the pressure with this guy that they can't do much of anything against, which is quite nice. And because of 2 Reckless Rages, we're going to bring the pain. Likely they're going to have a counter spell, I would think. That's somebody I want to take out. See if this draws something. Okay. I expected that. Actually, I'm just going to pay 3. And I still have 1 left over for this next Reckless Rage. We drew out a counter spell, which is quite nice. We may be able to safely go Regisaur Alpha next turn. Make that Faceless Haven and watch it die. I hope. Nuts. Okay, well, this is what I was saying. Lots of counter spells. Sucks. But they're not going to do anything to this Regisaur Alpha, which we can safely play and possibly kill him. Not quite, but I think that could be enough. If we need to, we can make Lair of the Hydra. Well, okay. Alright. They gotta be scared now. Make them burn through those counter spells. Make them use the mana on their turn. And then it comes around to us and, like you saw there, they're tapped out. And they're quaking in their boots. Definitely keeping Hunter's Mark. Certainly that interaction of using Lair of the Hydra as the creature for the mark, or Reckless Rage, if we could make Lair of the Hydra a 3/3. Surprisingly. Something you can do at instant speed to make the requirement for both these cards. It can be surprising, like it was there. Maybe I should add in a second copy of Lair of the Hydra. I've always been toying with that possibility. But after turn 2, of course, Lair of the Hydra always has to come into play tapped, and I've been burned by that a little bit. Oh, well, they mulliganed once. I like it. I like bringing the pain to a painful deck for a lot of us. Excuse me. Yeah, if you can resolve an Anger of the Gods, it's probably over, especially if you hit one of their lords there. Mausoleum Wanderer. I wonder what our chances are. The chances of us winning are wandering away with the play of the Phantom. Oy vey. Oh hey, they're swinging. I guess I could use Boseiju, take out Faceless Haven. I'm gonna try that. Nah, I don't want him getting more lands. Although they probably have a counter spell for whatever we're going to try to do here. I'll try for Wayward just because it has a greater potential. We have plenty of lands in hand. They always got it. Yeah, I think I'm going to jam more counter spell protection. Stuff that just messes up anything blue related. smoke them. Don't smoke them. I think we gotta. Wow, they'll sacrifice Mausoleum Wanderer. Nah, that doesn't matter. We're dead. Yep, yeah. But that's mono blue. You at least saw potentially how to take them down. Unfortunately, sometimes there's nothing you can do. You can't resolve any early plays, or if you do, maybe it just gets bounced, that sort of thing. They have a lot of counter spells, a lot of nasty potential. They're one of the top decks in the format for good reason. They always got to be on your radar. Certainly Shifting Ceratops. I think it's probably more right than it is wrong to start off with Shifting Ceratops in the main. You don't want to get caught out game one and not having that thing. At least the potential of Shifting Ceratops to really bring the pain. And potentially I could have mulliganed a little bit more aggressively for it. I probably should have mulliganed more aggressively for it. Let's see if it's back-to-back mono blue. Oh, we got to blue themed sleeves, so that could be a possibility. But it is just control something. Probably don't need Shatterskull too much. Leave 2 up for Censor. Maybe. Censor or kill spell, but no, let's play the forest. See if we can get off a treasure map. It's not very threatening, so I would think they let it resolve. Let it happen. Hopefully. Good, good. Again, having something that's not very threatening, a turn 2 play, not a creature, certainly feels pretty nice. In situations like this where there's a pretty good chance they have some sort of answer for it. Counterspell. They might just take it out here, but having something that helps us, but doesn't help us immediately. I'm actually thinking of taking out Rafine's tower. I don't know, they would probably just get another Rafine's tower, actually. Greasefang. They may be Esper Greasefang. They mulligan pretty quickly at the start, so I think that could be. I still don't know which variation of Greasefang is the best. It's really hard to say. I haven't made up my mind yet. But I'm going to try Wayward Swordtooth. If it is Greasefang, maybe we get Wayward down. We certainly are far away from 10 permanents, so Wayward not too threatening. Like I thought, the Censor made sense. But, you know, it's one less. I figured it was Censor. Man, I'm good. Let's see. Well, we'll see if they do anything to Marauding. If they do, I'll just go Shatterskull this turn for the land, then use that extra mana for treasure map and start getting something. Interesting. I'm gonna take my chances and hope they don't have another Censor. Oh, good stuff. Wow. I like it. I'm going to have that come into play tapped. I was thinking of taking the hit, 3 damage, but 3 damage to scry 1 with Treasure Map. I don't think it's worth it. And this still might not be Greasefang. Yeah, oh no, it's Greasefang. This has to be Greasefang. Maybe it could be Esper Control. I don't know, but certainly, I am. I'm pretty paranoid about Greasefang decks myself. Cheating out a big artifact vehicle from the graveyard, cheating out anything big and nasty from the graveyard is always going to send shivers down your spine. It might make you whine. And it is divine, because it is powerful for the opponent. But hopefully we can own it and pwn it. That's not too bad. It's definitely nice having Wayward stick around, of course. We get the Regisaur. Okay, I like it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shatterskull. Tapped. Now I'm going to keep Boseiju back. I may want to take out Meat Hook or something else problematic. It's a nice bit of damage there, though. I imagine a board wipe sweeper of some kind. Try and do as much as possible. They're looking at singular creatures, though. I don't think they have a board wipe, otherwise they would have used it by now. We're at 18, so we would be safe from Greasefang if that's what it is. Bonders Enclave, bam, late game. You get a land to ramp potentially, but you make use of extra mana. It's pretty good. Yeah, let's see what we get. I'll still hold off on the Boseiju. I have plenty of lands at the moment. Let's get another heavy hitter. Potentially the Queen might be coming up. Hopefully that's the case. And hopefully they don't have something nasty for someone. We're going to find out, though. Torrential Gearhulk. That's not bad. Because I have Boseiju for 2. We can take it out because it's an artifact. It is a creature, but it is an artifact. I put a stop before we go to blockers. I'll wait a second here until I can cast Boseiju. And bam. Done. Dunzo. Okay, well, I'm never cutting Boseiju. I've said that multiple times. There was a Gruul matchup a couple nights ago where I suspected they had Embercleave. They had 2 Gruul Spellbreakers. They were holding things off, holding off. We didn't have quite enough power, but they kind of whittled us down enough that if they did have Embercleave and I didn't have an answer for it, I would have died. And we got him in that case with Boseiju. And we got him in this case. Man. That does the trick. Okay. I should probably up that to 2 copies. Of course, seeing multiples is very rough, especially if there's nothing to destroy. And maybe you have 2 in the opening hand. 1's probably pretty good. If you have 2, yeah, it's still good. I don't think I would go to 3 or 4. That's just asking for trouble with this thing. If there's nothing to really destroy, no good targets to destroy. But seeing what they are, Esper, Gearhulk, replay, painful stuff from the graveyard. So Graveyard Hay would be very useful in this matchup, but they don't have a lot of creatures, don't need Chandra. Maybe could use Chandra. Don't need Ripjaw, actually, now that I think about it. Bringing the Hunter's Mark to help take out the Gearhulk. I'm just going to cut Marauding. Most of the Marauding. Okay. That's definitely going to scare them. If they see us having any sort of mana up, they got to be worried about that. They are the paranoid ones right now. And this definitely looks good. Oh, tons of lands. Probably don't need Shatterskull at any point. Might as well be the first land. Don't want to take 3 if I don't have to. Stomping Ground it is. Might not even go Topiary or Wayward Swordtooth, just because I know for a fact they have sensors. They have multiple sensors, and it did the trick previously. Hopefully they tap out somewhat here, and we could safely go Wayward Swordtooth, but I'm just not even gonna bother. Let's make the sensors useless by playing a little bit slower. I could see him discarding one, because now it's just going to be almost useless. They're considering cycling sensor. They're considering conceding. That's always what I think when I see that. Looking through all those lenses, can we beat Dinos? No. They're too good. Double Hunter's Mark. I like it. I like it indeed. Good stuff. Yeah, I bet that was a sensor somewhere there. Yeah, Hunter's Mark I think should do the trick. Again, quite nice being versatile, being able to deal damage to a planeswalker or a creature that's blue, or really anything. We don't have to target a blue permanent, which is quite nice. It's still pretty versatile. If it was only a blue permanent, of course that would be definitely too narrow for me. Certainly 4 is pretty expensive for what it would be if we didn't target something blue, but it still feels good. Possibly could see Ghalta next turn, but I would imagine they do something to the queen, because when you see the queen, you get mean, even though she is the dream. They know we got maybe something for blue. Something we can do. Topiary, let's ramp some more. I do hope they have a bunch of sensors that are mostly useless sitting in their hand. That would feel pretty good right about now. I've been thinking about something that reveals... Oh, Wayward. Okay. That's alright. I've been thinking about stuff that reveals the opponent's hand just to give me a little bit more information. Certainly against anything it's useful, but against control, seeing if they have that counter spell can definitely help you make plays. Well, I don't think they would go Torrential Gearhulk. I'm not even going to go Treasure Map because I bet there's a sensor. And if they have something blue, it would be nice to use Hunter's Mark with the Topiary there. They got something, and they don't want to use it on a single Topiary Stomper, if it is a sweeper or something like that. I would think they do something to a Regisaur. Let's see if it draws it out. We do have one left over to stop sensor. I bet if anything this is going to draw out what they're saving for. Oh. Similar to Censor. Counter target spell unless we pay 2 or that sort of thing. Unless we pay something extra. I'm still going to hold off on Boseiju though. The hand could be full of counter spells, unfortunately. But we are armed with this information now. So we know they have the potential of Censor, making us pay an extra 1 that we got to consider. Make Disappear, making us pay an extra 2. Keep that in mind as well for game 3 if it goes to that. Okay, they got rid of a Censor. Good. Good. 1 less to worry about. It makes sense to get rid of Censor. Alvar's certainly going to make something feel the pain. Definitely try for the treasure map. Start scrying with it. We could go double Hunter's Mark plus Boseiju. Bad things are going to happen. Don't really need another land. I would like a Carnage Tyrant at this point. Of course, I could have played Boseiju as a land just to turn on Topiary Stomper, but I bet they would probably have removal for Topiary anyways. It's not threatening. We're not at 7, so they're not going to likely do anything to it. I would think. I hope. And Boseiju was just the thing that helped us win the previous game, so I'm hesitant to play it as an actual land in this matchup. Torrential Gearhulk. Fearhulk. Would be pretty sweet to do double Hunter's Mark. Topiary Stomper 6/6. Unfortunately, it's not a 1/1 counter. That would be maybe too good for Hunter's Mark. I don't think so, though. It's still a pretty narrow use, but if it was putting a 1/1 counter on something, yes, indeed. I like it even more. Let's keep scrying. Eventually, they'll be dying. Wayward. Don't really have any extra lands to play, but increasing the total power could be nice. And we are at 7 now. So we're going to see if it draws out anything that I suspected they would do for Topiary. The Torrential Gearhulk might be coming up. Hopefully that's the case. Hey, there we go. Friends, get excited. Because we get to do fun stuff again. Man, this is working out. I brought in Hunter's Mark for the Mono Blue Spirits matchup, and yeah. this also does the trick. Okay, I like it. And because we didn't go to blockers, of course, Topiary Stomper still gets to fly right through, do a bunch of extra damage, and hopefully give us a pretty good fighting chance. Don't know why they said oops. Huh. Maybe they think we did an oops. I don't know. Maybe they're going to recur Torrential Gearhulk. Of course, we never would have known that. We don't know that. Field of Ruin to take out a land? Okay, certainly we're quite healthy in the colors. Oh, yes, okay, I was wondering why was the oops. That's pretty sweet, okay. That makes me feel extra good. That's kind of funny. Alright. I do not feel bad for them. Man, that was... Okay. Whew, I should make that into a highlight. Make this into a highlight. We can't save them, unfortunately. Carnage Tyrant, where are you at? Good buddy. That's not Carnage Tyrant. I don't need another treasure. Well, I mean, technically a treasure map would help us get to a Carnage Tyrant. Yeah. Next turn we could play Ghalta if Wayward has survived. I have a feeling it's not going to. Just because we've turned it on with 10 total permanents here. I definitely, I don't think they're going to be making that same mistake with the Gearhulk flashing back Memory Deluge, paying 0 and doing nothing. I don't think you make that mistake more than once. I hope you wouldn't make that mistake more than once. They're going to kill him. They don't want to start taking 5 damage. If they can help it. I thought so. We can still start drawing extra cards with the Treasure Cove, though. Definitely that's going to probably be the priority. Digging for that Carnage Tyrant. Let's cry first with this treasure map, hopefully. Ah, I see, I see. Yeah, definitely. You probably shed some tears, at least on the inside when that happened, but always room for improvement, the name of the channel, and sometimes, you know what happens? No pain, no gain. It's certainly a pretty painless thing, of course. Hop into the next match armed with better information, improving skills to pay the bills. Keep it like that. We scry with treasure map, we dig deeper, we draw an extra card with Treasure Cove. We're going to hit that Carnage Tyrant at some point here. I might just try to hard cast Ghalta for 12 total. I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to do something to it, but if I have nothing else to do, I might do that. 9 lands plus the 2. Nah. I'm going to keep the digging plan going with the treasure map and the treasure cove. And we're saying goodbye to Hunter's Mark, probably. That caused them pain and suffering, but yeah, okay. Maybe they don't have removal for Ghalta. I could see them not having removal for Ghalta because we don't have any other creatures. We can't give her haste. I feel they may not have removal. Spot removal. Instant speed spot removal. Okay, Chandra can't be countered. That's where it's at. Smoke them. Hopefully she lasts a couple turns here. Ooh. Bringing the heat. Good stuff. You can't counter that. You can try to, which I don't think the game should allow you to try and counter it. They made a mistake again. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't really agree with that. But I guess technically it is something you can do in real life. You can try to counter something, but that counter will just fizzle, even though you know it literally says can't be countered. Okay, so the person is definitely learning some lessons here in this match. We got one emblem. Hopefully we're getting two. All right, let's stack them up. I'd really consider adding the 4 full copies of Chandra for scenarios where we're facing control. Again, it can be pretty good and pretty easy to cast her with all the ramp I'm using with this particular list, but stuff like this, she does the trick against multiple different types of decks. If you see a second copy, of course, add an emblem for the turn with the one that's already been out. Play the second copy to get 2 emblems for that turn. Maybe you get to 3, 4 emblems, something like that. Oh no, the Gearhawk. What are they going to do? Ether Gust? Does it not let me cast Boseiju? Huh. That's odd. Interesting. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Kill it. I was wondering why I couldn't cast it in response to that stuff, but at least we got an emblem, and that's the positive thing. Oh, yes. Put it on top. All right, well, get another one. That was probably the best thing they could do, and it wasn't that good. Backs against the wall. You gotta love it. Against a deck like this, using Dinos. Pop the map, get another copy. As I was saying. I'm going to try for the Swordtooth. Do have Hunter's Mark, so it would be nice to have a creature that we can use Hunter's Mark on. But they have to do something pretty quick. Hopefully going to 4 emblems next turn. It's got to do it. I don't see him having a lot of ways to gain life. We might have them here, folks. Just make less mistakes than your opponent. That's it. Oh, yes, please, let's go. Another emblem. See what we draw. Maybe it's Carnage Tyrant. Topiary Stomper. I can still go Topiary Stomper and still play Chandra. Oh, Chandra in the control match, such a nice feeling. Yes, dropping Ceratops against Mono Blue and watching them instant concede, I think that's probably my all-time favorite thing, just due to the fact that Dinos have something fantastic specifically against a difficult deck. Permanent, we want to keep this one. Add another emblem. Smoke them. It would have been exactly lethal. Wayward for 5, leaving them at 4. 4 emblems. That's how you do it, Drew. That's how you do it. Man. Okay. I may have to keep Chandra in going forward. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. That was fantastic. You always gotta love it. Gotta love it. Chandra, she's good. 3 copies, but again, I can see upping it to 4 copies. Add on a bunch more emblems. Sometimes 2 emblems a turn. And she's so good, you may want to see her as often as possible by having 4 copies of it. But what does that take us to? Oh, just, well, a little over 2 hours. All right. Drew, Cut, Vitor, Ben, Rambling Rose, Anne, Paulo, Disco Vibes, Yoguchio, Paulo. Lots of people tonight. That was fantastic. Gonna leave it there though and be back tomorrow night, probably with Dinos, I would imagine. Maybe some normal recorded episode somewhere in there, but it's the weekend. It's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time spending it with you guys. Hey, yeah, no, definitely. You can go back and watch the fantastic matches at least, but yeah, no, that was good. I'm glad you could join me at least for the fantastic flashy finish there. Absolutely, I do appreciate it. Appreciate every one of you guys. Oh yes, Patrick. I was thinking that might potentially be something. Get the Surveil, put something in the graveyard for the Torrential Gearhulk. Yeah, not so great. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I try to start usually 9:30 Eastern Standard Time every night. Sometimes I can start a little bit earlier for you guys. I know it does get kind of late for most people, unfortunately. Yes, bunch of decks. Great plays. But yeah, hopefully all you guys have a good night, a good evening, a good morning, whenever it is you are watching. If it's later on, there's always room for improvement. Do your dishes, laundry, breakfast, lunch. Eat some good food, and yes, Good Friday. Peace. See you later.